Hello guys, this is Chandrlok Bharti and I welcome you all to the newly created channel GK Today and today's topic of analysis is a very important topic keeping in mind um, the various competitive exams. Today's topic of analysis is mapping the Indian genome. There is a news that Government of India has cleared its ambitious project to map India's genetic diversity, and it's a flash news that is going around in the newspaper. And before going to analyze the topic mapping the Indian genome, um, there are some questions that might have occurred in your mind, and the questions might be as what will the project seek to determine and what will be government's various move on the genetic diversity project and why is the information important and what are the various challenges ahead that the government might face while taking up the project. So let us continue with the video and in this video we will know uh, all these informations, all these questions that is going to occur in our mind. So let's start the video. So guys, before going to the further video, you should first know about the very basic of DNA and genome. What is it? So the first question is, what is a genome? As we all know that every organism's genetic code is contained in its DNA. DNA, that is deoxyribose nucleic acid. And what is DNA? DNA is the building block of life, and it is structured as double helix, which was discovered by James Watson and Francis Crick in 1953, and they were awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1962. And a genome, simply put, is all the genetic matter in an organism. I hope all of you are clear with DNA. It is nothing but a building block of life, and it is structured as double helix. As and Going with the definition of genome, it is defined as an organism's complete set of DNA, including all of its genes, and each genome contains all set of information needed to build and maintain that organisms. And so this was all about a genome and the DNA. I hope you might have been cleared with the term genome and DNA. If you are still having problems in understanding these terms DNA and genome, comment below in the comment box. I will upload a separate video for genome as well as DNA. So guys, now the question is, hasn't the human genome been mapped before? The answer is yes. Human genome was mapped before. It was in October 1990. A project called Human Genome Project was launched, and it took almost 13 years, from October 1990 to April 2003. And Human Genome Project gave us ability for the first time to read nature's complete genetic blueprint for building a human being. And HGP, that is Human Genome Project, was an international program that led to decoding of entire human genome. So guys, technically we can say that as we have complete genetic blueprint for building a human being, and that was possible just because of Human Genome Project. So guys, if you want some more details about Human Genome Project, comment below in the comment box, and I would upload a separate video for Human Genome Project. So guys, if Human Genome Project gave us ability to read nature's complete genetic blueprint, then what is Genome India Project? Basically, the aim of Genome India Project is to build a grid of Indian reference genome to understand fully the type and nature of disease and traits that comprises the diverse Indian populations. Let us understand this aim of Genome India project through an example. Let us suppose If Northeast sees a tendency towards a specific disease, then interventions can be made in the region, assisting public health, which make it easier to battle the disease. And the Genome India project is spearheaded by the Center of Brain Research at Bangalore, which is based in Indian Institute of Science as the nodal point of about 20 other institutions, each are doing its job, collecting samples, doing calculations, and then the research, and then they are reporting to the Center for Brain Research at Bangalore. Various other institutions like All India Institute of Medical Science, Indian Institute of Technology, and various other institutions are also involved in the Genome India project. So now the question is, what will the project broadly do? Basically, the aim of the project is to collect 10,000 samples in the first phase from India and arrive at a representative Indian genome. This project will add additional information to available information about the Indian genome. It will also help in identifying the cause of diversity of India. So guys, now the question is, who is an Indian? Since the Indian subcontinent has been a site of huge migrations from across the world, and for the first time African people came as a migrant to India and they lived here for forever. And also there has been a lot of periodic migrations from across the world as India has faced a lot of invaders, traders, travelers, etc. They came to India and they lived in India for forever and making the Indian populations diverse. And in such a case, the original people of India assimilated in these diverse population and the real Indian got vanished. There has also been a practice of endogamy or intermarriage between distinct groups, and due to this, some diseases passed on to different groups or traits of human genome. So, studying and understanding both diversity can help to provide a bedrock for personalized healthcare for large group of people on the planet. Now, since the government has launched Genome India project and the population of India is very diverse, so it has to face a lot of challenges. So let us see what are the various challenges that are involved in Genome India project. The first challenge may be medical ethics. Since the since the aim of Genome India project is to only store genetic information and gene modification is not among the stated objective, so this can be a challenge for the project. And here we have an example of gene modifying, and the case of modifying gene was recently done by the Shenzhen based scientist who created the world's first gene edited babies. His name was He Xiankui. uh, when he announced that twin babies were born by modifying the gene to make them HIV resistant. However, he was sentenced to 3 years prison for this activity as gene modification is illegal in the global community. So gene editing can't be done by any doctor or scientist unless the world organizations gives them a certificate or permissions for editing the gene. And here we have a device called CRISPR-Cas9, which is gene editing tool. And by using this tool, one can edit the gene. And he is Jan Kui, who had created twin babies by modifying the gene. He had used CRISPR-Cas9 um, before his before the baby's birth, and that was the first time that gene edited babies were born. And the other challenges involved are data and storage. After collecting the data, anonymity of the data and its possible use and misuse needs to be addressed. As these data are very personal, these needs to be kept very safely so that it can't be misused by any person, or it can't be handed to uh, the other person who can misuse it and can harm the global community. There can also be a social issues, as in India political issues may rise, and caste issues may rise, as there has been many problems due to uh, the political issues. So the social issues and political issues may rise due to Indian Genome Project, as it is diversifying the Indian populations. So these are the challenges that the Genome India project may face, and I have already uh, discussed about the aim and objective of Genome India project. Its aim is to only identify the particular type of disease and a representative Indian disease, so that no hereditary disease can pass on from one generation to other generation, and this may help the global community in a very large scales, and various diseases can be treated through this project. So guys, thank you for watching the video, and if you liked the video, please like it, subscribe it, and share it with your friends. Thank you.